So, fellow YouTuber Richard Medhurst, definitely highly recommend checking out his channel. Did a video on AOC doesn't support pardoning Julian Assange. And this was on the Intercepted podcast. She was on, I don't know, a couple days ago, a week ago. Looks like, 16th, so yesterday. And, Scahill asked her in kind of this weird way, do you support pardoning Julian Assange? Let's take a look, then we'll discuss. But frankly, quite disturbing from a so-called progressive member of the squad. Let's see.
Using the pardon power in the waning days of his administration, and primarily it's focused around potentially preemptively pardoning members of his family or his inner circle.
Reference to Trump.
And this could apply to either Trump or Biden, if you believe that these individuals should be pardoned. Julian Assange, Edward Snowden, Reality Winner, Daniel Hale, and others who have been charged under the Espionage Act because of leaking or publishing information that cut to the heart of some of the crimes of the American empire committed abroad. Should all of those people be pardoned by Trump or Biden?
There should be no equivocation. It should be yes, completely. I support pardoning all political prisoners, all whistleblowers, because that is the right thing to do. And for fucking Julian Assange, he's a journalist. He's being targeted because precisely because he exposed the crimes of the US empire. I mean, for fuck's sake. WikiLeaks published that collateral murder video that showed US military folks, war criminals in this case, I mean, frankly, most are, gunning down fucking Iraqi civilians, journalists. That's why Julian Assange and WikiLeaks have been vilified, because they're standing up to U.S. empire and exposing all these dirty secrets of the U.S. government. And then the Democrats got pissed at him because he exposed all the fuckery that was going on with Hillary Clinton conspiring with the DNC, Donna Brazile, giving them Hillary's team the interview questions and stuff before. So, I mean, it's obviously quite troubling and telling here that AOC, she's like, yes, completely. Pardon all whistleblowers, all political prisoners of the U.S. Pardon them. Yes, completely, 100%. Next question. It's not what she says.
I do believe that Edward Snowden should be considered. I think there are considerations and concerns around Assange.
What fucking considerations and concerns? He's a fucking journalist, for God's sakes. I mean, really, this is the so-called progressive champion in Congress? Like, really, you're not willing to stand up for the constitutional rights of freedom of speech, freedom of the press? Like, what fucking considerations are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here. That is complete bullshit. Julian Assange is being he was, in that Ecuadorian embassy in the UK for several years. And then once that right-wing government took over in Ecuador, and then, now he's been in that Belmarsh, this high-security prison. Like, his physical health, his mental well-being has deteriorated. There are no fucking that is such a fucking bullshit response. I mean, frankly, a lot of these so-called progressive politicians in the U.S. have really been unmasked as of late, and this is just another disgusting example of that.
To just be completely frank, but
fuck that.
I think the use of the Espionage Act, I believe the Obama administration was correct in declining to use the Espionage Act.
Then why the fuck would you not support Assange being pardoned for that? I mean, for fuck's sake, he was not working on the behalf of some foreign government trying to spy on the U.S. I mean, for God's sakes, he's a fucking Australian citizen. I mean, again, it's just really, really troubling that this is what is considered some progressive leftist politician in the United States when she's a fucking centrist. I mean, for fuck's sake, come on. In any sane world, AOC would be considered a centrist. She doesn't even fucking support pardoning Julian Assange. There's considerations we need to look into. No, get the fuck out of here. Yes, pardon him. He was persecuted for political reasons. He should have never been charged with anything, especially the fucking Espionage Act. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
To pursue charges. And so, I would agree with these assessments. And I think, well, I understand there's kind of debate in many areas on this, but I think that it was a part of the...
Yeah, if you're a fucking complete hack beholden to the military-industrial complex, the security state, and the establishment, yeah, there is a debate. If you're actually a sane, rational person looking at this objectively, there's no fucking question. Pardon all these people, Jesus.
The authoritarian shift in the Trump administration to specifically levy the Espionage Act.
Then why would you not support him being pardoned? I mean, you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth here, AOC.
Against these individuals.
Right. I mean, I'm not trying to, to get you to endorse Julian as...
Yes, you should be endorsing him. Pardon Assange. Scream it from the fucking rooftops. I mean, the price that Julian Assange has paid for exposing the crimes of the U.S. empire and the U.S. government and all these other things, he deserves a fucking Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, the dude's life has literally been turned upside fucking down for having the courage and the tenacity to expose the crimes of governments all over the globe through Wikileaks, including the United States. That's why he's being persecuted. He should be seen as a fucking role model for doing the right fucking thing no matter the cost. Like, I mean, geez, this is just fucking disgusting, frankly.
Assange, I meant to ask it in a very...
Don't even... Scahill, get the fuck out of here with that. That's bullshit. Come on.
Very narrow, and I've also expressed some of my own opinions on this, but in terms of the narrow question on the weaponizing of the Espionage Act, which was not written to go after whistleblowers against all of these people. I mean, do you think it's appropriate to charge these individuals under the Espionage Act?
No.
Then why would you not support pardoning Assange? What the fuck? Again, she's talking out of both sides of her mouth here.
Do not. Clearly, and I think this is a project worth pursuing, is that clearly our laws around whistleblowing, leaks, etc. are not only flawed, but one of the issues that we have is that all these folks are being lumped in as though every situation is the same. And that is because our laws are written to treat them the same, and they're not. And so I do believe that people who have been kind of prosecuted under these unjust laws should be pardoned.
That's Assange. What? Again, she's speaking out of both sides of her mouth. First she said, well, with regards to Assange, there's some considerations, some things we need to look into. And then on the other hand, she's saying, the Espionage Act has been applied in this really messed up way and the people should be pardoned. So which is it? We're speaking out of both sides of your mouth.
And, where there was a transgression of justice.
All the people that Scahill named, there's been a fucking transgression of justice. I mean, what the fuck?
We can talk about actually pursuing accountability in charges. This is also a weird conversation to have as someone who's trying to pursue abolition too.
Yeah, of
so
course.
It's like,
of course.
So I want to put that there as well, because
you're pursuing what literally. This is some fucking gobbledygook answers from AOC here. You're supporting abolition. I'm assuming abolition of the police, of the security state, but you don't support Julian fucking Assange being pardoned because he was unjustly charged with Espionage Act for exposing the crimes of the U.S. empire. What the fuck? I mean, that goes along with the abolitionist fucking mindset. I mean, I'm just getting like every day more and more completely just this unmasking of these so-called progressive members of Congress were like revealing themselves in real time here to not be the progressive champions they claim to be. And AOC, I mean, this is kind of the second example of this happening this week, frankly.
It is a struggle. How do you deal with these situations? But
you advocate for pardoning all of those people along with any other whistleblowers and political prisoners. I mean, it's not that fucking simple. You say you're abolitionists, you're not speaking like one now, for fuck's sake. I mean,
the Obama administration was also extremely aggressive towards whistleblowers. And
yeah, that's true.
Whistleblowing, the current
About the one good point she's made this whole conversation.
structure of how you actually whistleblow.
All right, I'm enough. I just can't hear any more of her completely contradictory responses with regards to whistleblowers and Assange and pardoning them. We'll just listen to that first part one more time because, frankly, it's pretty revealing.
Individuals.
Right.
All right, hold on. There we go.
Ocasio-Cortez, there's discussion right now about Donald Trump using the pardon power in the waning days of his administration.
And frankly, if Trump does pardon Snowden, Assange, anybody else, like that's fucking great. That should be applauded, okay? When Trump actually stumbles upon doing something good out of sheer ignorance, or he actually wants to do it, that's good. We should encourage it.
And primarily it's focused around potentially preemptively pardoning members of his family or his inner circle. But I wanted to ask you, and this could apply to either Trump or Biden, if you believe that these individuals should be pardoned. Julian Assange, Edward Snowden.
So you can tell from this response, once Biden gets in office, if Trump doesn't end up pardoning these people, AOC and probably other members of the squad aren't going to try to push him left, push him to the ethical, moral position, the fucking sane position of pardoning these people.
Reality winner, Daniel Hale, and others who have been charged under the Espionage Act because of leaking or publishing information that cut to the heart of some of the crimes of the American empire committed abroad. Should all of those people be pardoned by either Trump or Biden?
Yes.
I do believe that Edward Snowden should be considered. I think there are considerations and concerns around Assange.
I mean, like, this is how fucking far right our politics are in the United States, that this is a so-called progressive, somebody who's fighting for the best interest of the working people, can't even come out and say that she supports Julian Assange being pardoned for the ridiculous trumped up charges he's facing under the Espionage Act. I mean, this is the best our fucking country has to offer, that'll actually stand up and fight for what's right. Completely and utterly dismayed. I guess, we shouldn't frankly have very much faith or hope in any of the politicians that we have in the United States at this point, but goddamn, like, that's completely mask off moment. Doesn't support the pardoning of Julian Assange. There's considerations and things we would need to discuss. And he didn't even come out and support, like, Snowden. He's like, yeah, maybe, probably. We could look in, like, what the fuck? Share your thoughts down below. Subscribe for more content. Peace. Much love. Stay safe.